That pain you feel every morning when you wake up, it's not normal, and it's definitely not something you have to live with for the rest of your life. Wait, before you think this is just another empty promise, let me tell you something that's going to change your perspective completely. In the next few minutes, you're going to discover a 30-second movement that can eliminate pains you've had for years, pains you thought were permanent, pains that doctors told you were an inevitable part of aging. I know exactly how you feel right now. That morning stiffness that makes you feel like you're made of stone, that constant backache that's with you from the moment you open your eyes until you close them. Those joints that creak and groan with every movement. I know what it's like to wake up already tired because the pain didn't let you sleep soundly. I know what it's like to avoid activities you used to enjoy because your body doesn't respond like it used to. I know what it's like to feel like your own body has become your enemy. You're not exaggerating. It's not all in your head. And it's definitely not something you have to accept as normal. Chronic pain after 60 isn't a life sentence. It's a signal that something specific in your body needs attention. And when you give it that attention in the right way, the relief can be immediate and permanent. For over 3 decades as a surgeon, I've seen the extraordinary power the human body has to heal itself. I've seen patients who arrived dragging their feet in pain walk away upright after understanding a fundamental principle that conventional medicine completely ignores. Your body isn't broken, your body is disorganized. Let me explain what that means. Every muscle, every joint, every fiber of your being is designed to work in perfect harmony. But after decades of bad habits, poor posture, compensatory movements, that harmony is lost. It's like an orchestra where every musician is playing their own tune. The result isn't music, it's noise. And that noise in your body manifests as pain. But here's the extraordinary revelation. You don't need to fix every musician individually. You just need to give the orchestra conductor the right baton. And in your body, that conductor is something anatomists call the psoas muscle. The psoas is the deepest muscle in your body. It connects your spine to your legs. It's the center of your stability, your posture, your movement. When the psoas functions correctly, your entire body functions correctly. When the psoas is tense, contracted, misaligned, your entire body suffers. And here's the problem. 95% of people after 60 have their psoas completely blocked, completely rigid, completely unable to do its job. Why? Because of sitting for decades, because of walking incorrectly, because of sleeping in positions that compress this vital muscle, because of living in a constant state of stress that keeps the psoas in permanent tension. When the psoas can't function, other muscles have to compensate, muscles that aren't designed to do that job. And when a muscle does a job it's not designed for, it becomes inflamed, it contracts, and it produces pain. That's why you have lower back pain. That's why your hips feel stiff. That's why your knees crackle. That's why your neck is tense. It all originates in a dysfunctional psoas. Emily Carter, 68 years old, came to my office walking with a cane. She'd had chronic lower back pain for 10 years. She'd tried physical therapy, medication, injections, even surgery. Nothing worked. The pain was still there, constant, relentless. I taught her the 30-second movement you're about to learn. The movement that releases the psoas and restores harmony throughout the body. A week later, Emily Carter returned without her cane, walking upright, pain-free. She told me it was the first time in a decade she'd slept through the night without waking up in pain. What had changed? Her psoas had come back to life, and with it, her entire muscular system had found its natural balance. But before I show you this transformative movement, you need to understand why it works. You need to understand the science behind this seemingly miraculous recovery. Your nervous system has 2 main states, the survival state and the recovery state. When you live with chronic pain, your nervous system is stuck in survival mode. It's constantly on alert, keeping muscles tense, blocking the natural flow of energy in your body. The psoas is the muscle most connected to your nervous system. When it's tense, it sends constant alarm signals to your brain, signals that keep your entire body in a state of emergency. But when you release the psoas, when you return it to its natural state of relaxation, something extraordinary happens. Your nervous system receives the signal that it's safe to relax, that it's safe to heal, that it's safe to function normally again. It's like turning off an alarm that's been ringing for years. Suddenly, silence. Suddenly, peace. Suddenly, the absence of pain. This 30-second movement isn't just a physical exercise, it's neurological reprogramming. It's a way of telling your body it can stop defending itself and start healing. Richard, 74 years old, had lived with hip pain for 15 years. Doctors told him he needed a hip replacement, that the pain was irreversible, that he would have to get used to a limited life. When Richard applied this movement for a week, his hip pain disappeared completely. His doctor couldn't explain what had happened. The X-rays showed the same hip, but Richard walked without pain, climbed stairs without difficulty, slept soundly. The bone hadn't changed, but the function had been restored. The psoas had gone back to doing its job, eliminating the painful compensation that had lasted 15 years. Now let me show you exactly how to do this revolutionary movement. You'll need a flat surface. It could be your bed. It could be a rug on the floor. It could be a firm couch. The important thing is that you can lie down completely. Lie on your back. Place a pillow under your head if necessary to be comfortable. Bend your knees and place your feet flat on the surface, hip-width apart. Now comes the crucial part. Place your hands on your abdomen, just below your ribs. You'll feel a soft area between your ribs and your hip bone. That's your psoas waiting to be released. Breathe deeply through your nose. As you inhale, allow your abdomen to expand naturally. Don't force the breath, just allow it. As you exhale through your mouth, feel your abdomen completely relax. Do this 3 times, 3 deep, conscious breaths. Now comes the release movement. Slowly, very slowly, bring one knee towards your chest. Don't use your hands. Just use your hip muscles to lift the knee. You should feel a gentle stretch in the front of your hip. Hold this position for 30 seconds. Breathe normally. Feel the psoas lengthen, relax. Release the tension it has accumulated over the years. After 30 seconds, lower your legs slowly, very slowly. Feel the psoas settle into its new relaxed position. Repeat exactly the same with the other leg. Knee to chest, 30 seconds of conscious relaxation. Slow return to the starting position. Finally, hug both knees to your chest. Curl up like a ball. Breathe deeply in this position for another 30 seconds. This allows your entire spine to realign and the psoas to find its natural length. Release your legs. Lie still for a full minute. Feel your body. Observe the sensations. Notice any changes in tension, in pain, in stiffness. That's it. 3 minutes total. A simple movement that can change your life forever. But the magic doesn't end there. This movement has a cumulative effect. Every day you do it, every day you release your psoas, your body will remember a little more how to function without pain. Emily Carter, 71, had suffered from fibromyalgia for 20 years. Whole body pain, constant fatigue, sleepless nights. She had tried every treatment imaginable to no avail. When she started doing this movement daily, something extraordinary began to happen. The first day she felt a relaxation she hadn't experienced in years. The third day she slept soundly for the first time in decades. By the 7th day, her widespread pain had decreased by 80%. Her doctor was astounded. Blood tests showed a dramatic reduction in inflammation markers. Her body had stopped being in constant defense mode. Why does it work so effectively? For such different conditions, because all forms of chronic pain after 60 have a common root, an overactive nervous system maintained by a dysfunctional psoas. When you release the psoas, you release the entire system. When you relax the deepest muscle in your body, everything else can finally relax too. But there's something else you need to know. This movement doesn't just eliminate pain, it also prevents future pain. It also strengthens your body from its deepest core. It also improves your posture, your balance, your energy, your sleep quality. It's like finding the master switch of your physical well-being, a switch that has been waiting for years for someone to flip it. Richard, 69, had stopped playing tennis because of back pain. He had stopped dancing with his wife because of hip stiffness. He had stopped playing with his grandchildren because of knee pain. After incorporating this movement into his daily routine for a month, Richard hadn't just returned to tennis. He was playing better than before. His wife couldn't believe the transformation. His grandchildren had their active grandpa back. The key is consistency. You can't do this movement once and expect permanent results. You have to do it every day for at least 30 days to completely reprogram your neuromuscular system. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You don't brush your teeth once a year and expect them to be clean all the time. You brush your teeth every day because you understand it's an essential maintenance practice. Your psoas needs the same kind of daily attention. It needs to be released, relaxed, reactivated every day to keep your body functioning pain-free. There are 3 specific times of day when this movement is most effective. First, as soon as you wake up in the morning, your psoas has been compressed all night. Releasing it before you get up prepares your body for a pain-free day. Second, in the mid-afternoon, especially if you've been sitting for several hours. This interrupts the buildup of tension and prevents nighttime pain. Third, before you go to bed. This allows your body to enter recovery mode during sleep, maximizing overnight healing. If you can only do it once a day, do it in the morning. That's when your body needs it most, and when it will have the biggest impact on your day. It's also important to understand that this movement might produce some unusual sensations at first. You might feel warmth in your abdominal area. You might feel like you're waking up muscles that have been dormant for years. You might even feel unexpected emotions. This is all normal. The psoas doesn't just store physical tension. It also stores emotional tension. When you release it, you might also release emotions you've been holding onto in your body. Don't be alarmed if you cry for no apparent reason after doing this movement. Don't be surprised if you feel a sense of freedom you haven't experienced in decades. Your body is remembering what it feels like to be truly relaxed. Hope, 76, told me that after doing this movement for a week, she had cried for the first time in years. Not out of sadness, but out of relief. Her body had been carrying not only physical pain, but also the emotional weight of years of limitation and frustration. When the pain disappeared, so did that emotional weight. She felt free in every sense of the word. This is the true magic of releasing the psoas. You don't just eliminate physical pain, you also release the emotional burden that pain has created in your life. Now let me talk about something crucial. In the first few days after starting this movement, you may experience what I call the reorganization phenomenon. Your body has been compensating for a dysfunctional psoas for years. It has created movement patterns, tension patterns, pain patterns that have become automatic. When you release the psoas, your body has to learn how to move correctly again. This can create temporary sensations of instability, of incoordination, even of slight pain in new places. Don't be discouraged. This is a sign that your body is working. It's a sign that old patterns are dissolving and new patterns are forming. Generally, this reorganization period lasts between 3 and 7 days. After that, most people experience a dramatic and permanent improvement. Lorenzo, 72, called me worried. On the 4th day after starting the movement, he said he felt weird, like his body was different. I explained that's exactly what we expected. His body was different. It was functioning correctly for the first time in years. On the 7th day, Lorenzo called again, this time to thank me. The chronic back pain he'd had for 12 years had completely disappeared. Here's the truth, no one else will tell you. Your body wants to function without pain. It's designed to move with ease, to feel comfortable, to be your ally instead of your enemy. But decades of bad habits have created patterns that prevent this natural function. The movement you've just learned does nothing supernatural. It simply allows your body to return to its original design. It's like weeding a garden. The flowers were always there, waiting to grow. They just needed space and the right opportunity. Your ability to live without pain has always been there. It's just been blocked by a tense psoas muscle that's kept your entire system out of balance. Now, you have the tool to change that. You have the knowledge to transform your physical experience. You have the power to regain the quality of life you thought was lost forever. But knowledge without action is useless. The most powerful tool in the world is no good if it stays in a drawer. The question isn't if this movement works. The question is, if you're going to give it a chance to work in your life, are you willing to dedicate 30 seconds 3 times a day for the next 30 days to eliminate years of chronic pain? Are you willing to trust your body's wisdom and give it the chance to show what it's really capable of? Are you willing to trade 30 years of limitation for 30 days of consistent practice? If your answer is yes, then your transformation begins now, not tomorrow, not when you have more time, not when you feel more motivated. Now, lie down on your bed right now, do the movement right now, feel the difference right. Now your body has been waiting for this moment for years. It's been waiting for you to give it the attention it needs. It's been waiting for you to remember that you have power over your physical experience. Don't make it wait any longer. In a week, when you wake up without pain for the first time in years, you'll remember this moment as the turning point of your life, as the day you decided you deserved to live comfortably in your own body. In a month, when you're doing activities you'd given up because of the pain, you'll understand that real medicine doesn't come in pills. It comes from reconnecting with your body's innate wisdom. In a year, when you look back at this time of constant pain as a distant bad memory, you'll know you made the right decision. Your new pain-free life begins with a 30-second movement. Are you ready to do it? Your body is about to remember something it had forgotten for decades. It's about to remember what it feels like to live without the constant companionship of pain. But before you experience this transformation, you need to understand something fundamental about chronic pain that no one has explained to you before. You need to understand why this simple movement can achieve what years of complex treatments couldn't. Chronic pain isn't just a physical sensation, it's a neurological program. It's a pattern your brain has learned and repeats automatically, even when the original cause of the pain is gone. It's like a song stuck in your head. At first, there was a reason for that song to be there. But after a while, your brain keeps playing it out of habit, not necessity. Your brain has been playing the song of pain for so long that it's forgotten what silence sounds like. It's forgotten what comfort feels like. It's forgotten that another option exists. The psoas release movement doesn't just relax a muscle. It interrupts the neurological program of pain. It teaches your brain that it's safe to stop playing that painful song. Emily Carter, 73, had lived with neck pain for 18 years after a car accident. She'd tried massages, medication, physical therapy, injections, even acupuncture. The pain always returned. When I explained that her pain was no longer related to the accident but to a neurological pattern that had become automatic, she didn't believe me at first. "But doctor," she said, "the pain is real. It's not in my imagination." She was right. The pain was absolutely real, but its origin was no longer physical. It was neurological. Her brain had learned to produce pain as an automatic response to certain movements, certain positions, certain thoughts. I taught her the psoas release movement, not to fix her neck, but to reprogram her nervous system, to teach her brain that it was safe to relax. After 2 weeks of daily practice, Emily Carter woke up one morning and realized she had spent the entire night without neck pain. It was the first time in 18 years. Her neck hadn't changed structurally, but her neurological program had changed. Her brain had learned a new song, the song of well-being. This is why this movement works for seemingly unrelated types of pain: back pain, hip pain, knee pain, neck pain, fibromyalgia, arthritis. They all share the same common denominator, a nervous system trapped in pain patterns. When you release the psoas, when you send the right signal to the central nervous system, all these patterns can begin to dissolve simultaneously. But there's something deeper happening here, something that goes beyond muscle and neurological mechanics. There's an emotional component to chronic pain that conventional medicine rarely acknowledges. Your psoas isn't just the muscle of movement, it's the muscle of survival. It's the muscle that contracts when you feel fear, when you feel stress, when you feel you need to protect yourself. For decades, this muscle has been holding not only physical tension, but also emotional tension. It's been carrying the weight of the worries, the anxieties, the fears you've experienced throughout your life. When you release the psoas, you don't just release muscle tension, you also release emotional baggage. You also release memories your body has been holding without you realizing it. This explains why many people experience unexpected emotions when they do this movement. It explains why they may feel a sense of relief that goes far beyond the physical. Richard, 65, had lived with chronic back pain since his wife passed away 5 years earlier. Doctors couldn't find anything structurally wrong with his spine. X-rays were normal. MRIs showed no significant issues, but the pain was constant. It was as if his body was carrying an invisible weight it couldn't release. When Richard began doing the psoas release movement, something extraordinary happened on the 5th day. As he held his knees to his chest, he started to cry deeply. It wasn't sadness, it was release. His body had been carrying the pain of loss. His psoas had been contracted by grief, keeping his entire system in a protective state it no longer needed. When he released that pent-up emotional tension, the physical pain disappeared with it. His body had finally received permission to stop protecting itself from a threat that no longer existed. This connection between physical and emotional pain isn't metaphorical. It's physiological. It's backed by decades of research in neuroscience and psychosomatic medicine. Your brain doesn't distinguish between physical and emotional pain. It processes them in the same neurological areas. It stores them in the same muscular patterns. It perpetuates them through the same mechanisms. When you heal one, you automatically influence the other. When you release physical tension from the psoas, you also release emotional tension. When you calm the nervous system, you also calm the emotional system. This is why a 30-second movement can create transformations that seem miraculous. It's not just working on the physical level, it's working on the integral level of the human being. Now let me show you the advanced variations of this movement you can incorporate after mastering the basic version. These variations deepen the release and accelerate the results. Variation 1, release with conscious rotation. After bringing your knee to your chest, instead of keeping it static, make very slow, small circles with your knee. This allows The psoas, to release not only in length, but also in all directions of movement. Circles to the right for 15 seconds. Circles to the left for 15 seconds. Feel how different fibers of the muscle relax with each movement. This variation is especially effective for people who have had pain for many years, because the psoas tends to develop adhesions and multidirectional restrictions. Variation 2. Release with directed breathing. While you have your knee to your chest, place one hand on your lower abdomen and breathe specifically into that area. Imagine your breath is going directly to the psoas, filling it with oxygen, bringing fresh blood to fibers that have been tense for years. Inhale, sending the breath towards the psoas for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 2 seconds. Exhale, consciously relaxing the muscle for 6 seconds. This technique combines physical release with conscious neurological relaxation, multiplying the effects of the basic movement. Variation 3. Release. With healing visualization. While performing the movement, visualize your psoas as a tightrope that is slowly loosening. Imagine healing warmth flowing into the muscle. Visualize golden light dissolving into the contracted fibers. This isn't New Age fantasy, it's applied neuroscience. Your brain responds to mental images by activating the same neurological circuits it would respond to the real experience. When you visualize relaxation, your nervous system produces real relaxation. When you imagine healing, your body activates real healing processes. Emily Carter, 70, had suffered from severe sciatica for 8 years. The pain radiated from her lower back to her foot, making it impossible for her to walk more than a block. Without having to sit down, when she combined the basic movement with these 3 advanced variations, the results were extraordinary. In 10 days, Emily was walking pain-free. In 3 weeks, she had resumed the morning walks she had abandoned years before. Her transformation wasn't gradual, it was exponential. Each day was noticeably better than the previous one because she was working simultaneously on the physical, neurological, and emotional levels. But here comes something crucial you need to understand. This movement is not just a treatment for existing pain. It's also the most powerful prevention against future pain. When you do this movement daily, when you keep your psoas flexible and relaxed, you are creating a protective shield against the development of new chronic pain. You're keeping your nervous system in a state of relaxation instead of a state of alert. You're preserving the muscular harmony that prevents painful compensations. You're cultivating the mind-body connection that allows for continuous healing. It's the difference between putting out fires and preventing them from starting. It's the difference between treating illness and cultivating health. After 60, your body needs this kind of conscious maintenance. It needs daily attention to the systems that maintain physical well-being. The psoas release movement is the 30-second investment that can save you years of pain and limitation. But let me be completely honest with you. This movement won't work if you do it occasionally. It won't work if you do it only when you remember. It won't work if you do it only when the pain is very intense. It will work when it becomes a non-negotiable practice, when it becomes as automatic as brushing your teeth, when it becomes a daily declaration that you deserve to live comfortably in your body. Consistency is the difference between experiencing temporary relief and experiencing permanent transformation. George Lewis, 77, told me after 6 months of daily practice, "Doctor, this movement not only eliminated my pain, it gave me back my life. It gave me back my confidence. It gave me back the feeling that my body is my ally, not my enemy." That's the real magic of this practice. It doesn't just change how you feel physically. It changes how you relate to your body. It changes how you see yourself. It changes what you believe is possible at your age. It eliminates the narrative that pain is inevitable. It eliminates the belief that deterioration is normal. It eliminates the resignation that this is just how things are after 60. It gives you back power. It gives you back possibility. It gives you back a version of yourself that can make plans without first considering the limitations of pain. Now, there are 3 common mistakes people make when learning this movement, and I want to make sure you don't make them. Mistake number 1, moving too quickly. Releasing the psoas requires slowness. It requires awareness. It requires allowing the muscle to gradually relax instead of forcing it to stretch. If you bring your knee to your chest rapidly, if you lower it abruptly, if you make automatic movements without awareness, you'll be losing 90% of the benefit. Remember, this isn't a traditional stretching exercise. It's a practice of neurological release. Speed activates the nervous system. Slowness calms it. Mistake number 2, having incorrect expectations about time. Some people experience immediate relief after the first day. Others need a week. Others need 30 days to see significant changes. It doesn't mean the movement isn't working if you don't feel dramatic changes immediately. It means your body needs more time to undo patterns that have been established for decades. Trust the process, maintain consistency. The results will come. Mistake number 3, stopping the practice when the pain disappears. This is the most common and most costly mistake. When people feel better, they assume they no longer need to do the movement. Gradually, they abandon the practice, and gradually, the pain returns. The psoas release movement isn't a cure you do once. It's a maintenance practice you do for life. It's how you keep your nervous system properly calibrated. When the pain disappears, it's not time to stop. It's time to celebrate that you found the practice that keeps your body functioning optimally. Emily Carter, 68, made exactly this mistake. After 3 weeks of daily practice, her chronic back pain had completely disappeared. She felt so good. She thought she no longer needed to do the movement. 2 months later, the pain had returned. Not with the same intensity, but it was back. When Emily resumed daily practice, the pain disappeared again in a week. This time she understood she had found not a temporary cure, but a lifelong practice. 3 years later, Emily Carter continues to do the movement every day, and she continues to live completely pain-free. Now I want to tell you about something that might surprise you. The benefits of releasing the psoas go far beyond pain relief. When your psoas functions correctly, when your nervous system is relaxed, when your body is in harmony, you experience improvements in areas you'd never expect. Improve your digestion. The psoas is intimately connected with the abdominal organs. When it's tense, it can interfere with digestive function. When it's relaxed, it allows your digestive system to function optimally. Improve your sleep. A tense psoas keeps your nervous system on high alert even at night. A relaxed psoas allows your body to enter deep states of rest and recovery. Improve your breathing. The psoas is connected to the diaphragm. When it's free, your breathing becomes deeper, more efficient, more calming for your entire system. Improve your posture. The psoas is fundamental to the alignment of your entire spine. When it functions correctly, you automatically straighten up, walk with more grace, project more confidence, improve your mood. A released psoas is a calmed nervous system. A calmed nervous system is more resilient to stress, more resilient to challenges, more capable of experiencing states of well-being. Richard, 72, started the movement exclusively for his knee pain. But after a month of daily practice, he reported something unexpected. "Doctor," he said, "not only did the knee pain disappear, I'm sleeping better than I have in years. My digestion improved. I feel calmer. Even my wife says I'm in a better mood." Richard had experienced what I call the domino effect of well-being. When you correct a fundamental imbalance in your body, your entire system is optimized. This is the difference between treating isolated symptoms and addressing systemic causes. This is the difference between fragmented medicine and holistic healing. Your body is not a collection of separate parts that function independently. It's an integrated system where each component affects all other components. When you heal the core of the system, when you release the most central muscle in your body, when you calm the nervous system from its root, the benefits extend to areas you didn't even know were connected. Now, let me share with you the most advanced version of this practice. The version I use with patients who want not only to eliminate pain, but to completely optimize their physical function. It's called the Integral Release Protocol, and it combines the basic psoas movement with complementary techniques that exponentially multiply the results. Complete protocol, 5 minutes that transform your day. Minute 1, preparatory breathing. Lie on your back, knees bent. Place one hand on your chest, the other on your abdomen. Breathe in a way that only moves your abdominal hand. 10 deep breaths that prepare your nervous system for release. Minute 2, right psoas release. Bring your right knee to your chest, slowly. Hold for 30 seconds, breathing into the muscle. Lower slowly. Feel the relaxation extending throughout your right hip. Minute 3, left psoas release. Repeat the exact same process with your left leg, mindful and slow, breathing into the release. Minute 4, bilateral integration. Hug both knees to your chest. Feel your spine relaxing against the floor. Breathe deeply, 10 times in this position of total integration. Minute 5, conscious activation. Release your legs and remain still. Feel your whole body. Observe the sensations. Note the difference. Allow your nervous system to register this new state of relaxation. This 5-minute protocol, performed every morning for 30 consecutive days, can eliminate pain you've had for decades and establish a new standard of physical well-being for the rest of your life. But the fundamental question remains the same as I asked you at the beginning. What are you going to do with this information? Because here's the truth you need to face. Right now, you have 2 clear options in front of you. Option 1, you can treat this information as interesting entertainment. You can think good to know and continue living exactly as you have been living. You can maintain the same habits, the same limitations, the same pains that brought you here. It's the easy option. It's the option that requires no changes. It's the option that keeps your comfort zone intact, but it's also the option that guarantees you'll be exactly where you are right now in a year, with the same pain, the same limitations, the same resignation. Option 2, you can treat this information as the key you've been searching for. For years, you can decide you deserve to live the next 20, 30, 40 years of your life completely free from chronic pain. You can decide that these 5 minutes a day are the most important investment you can make in your future quality of life. It's the option that requires commitment. It's the option that requires consistency. It's the option that requires faith in your capacity for healing, but it's also the option that can give you decades of additional active, comfortable, fulfilling life. The choice is yours. No one else can make it for you. But let me tell you something before you decide. If you've come this far, if you've listened to every word of this message, it's no coincidence. It's because your body is ready to heal. It's because your spirit is ready to be free. It's because, on some deep level, you already know you deserve better than a life defined by pain. Trust that inner wisdom. Trust that voice that brought you here. Your body has been waiting for this moment for years. It's been waiting for you to give it the attention, the respect, the care it needs to function as it was designed. Don't make it wait any longer. Get up right now. Go to your bed. Lie down, make the movement, feel the difference, and tomorrow morning, when you wake up, do it again. And the day after that, do it again. for 30 consecutive days. No exceptions, no excuses, no negotiations. At the end of those 30 days, when you're living in a body you thought was lost forever, you'll understand that you made the most important decision of your life. The decision to reclaim your right, to live comfortably in your own body, the decision to invest 5 minutes a day to gain decades of well-being, the decision to prove that, at any age, your body has an extraordinary capacity for healing when you give it what it needs. Your new pain-free life begins now. Are you ready to live it?